right, just as a housekeeping matter, Ms. Cochran, Ms. Steerwalt, Ms. Klinkowski, I am calling one case ever so briefly before yours, and then we will be having your case up next. However, we are first calling. Where are you going? Where are you going? We are first calling cause 60C02-2509-PO579. It is October the 17th, 2025. The court would note that matter was set for a hearing on October the 17th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. It is now 10:03 a.m. No party, neither petitioner nor respondent appeared for that hearing, so the court will order that matter dismissed. All right, then, Ms. Klinkowski, are you able to hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. I see that you're muted. All right, Ms. Cochran, same thing. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies on Zoom, I'll note that during the last hearing that we had when we were on Zoom, one of the parties had indicated they were struggling to hear me. Once again, if that happens, raise your hand, get my attention, let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to formally call the case now for the record. We're hearing two causes. Causes 60C02-2507-PO445. That's in the matter of Lisa Steerwalt versus Lisa Cochran. And we've also got cause 60C02-2507-PO446. That's also in the matter of a petition for an order of protection filed by Lisa Steerwalt against Wendy Klinkowski Perry. We'll note that it's October the 17th, 2025, is set for the continuation of the prior protective order evidentiary hearing that was being held from last month. We'll note that appearing in person in the Owen Circuit Court 2 courtroom is the petitioner, Lisa Steerwalt, and that joining us through the Zoom platform, the court having previously made a good cause finding under Admin Rule 14, given the distance that both Ms. Cochran and Ms. Klinkowski live from Owen County, Indiana. Court continues to make that good cause finding under Admin Rule 14. Again, we will note that Ms. Cochran joins us via Zoom and that the other respondent, Ms. Klinkowski, also joins us via Zoom. We had left off our last hearing during Ms. Steerwalt's case in chief. And again, to all the parties here, I do appreciate your patience on what I'm sure was a frustrating day last month when we could not get through the facts and evidence. I will tell you that today we will get through the facts and evidence no matter what. And give the parties some type of a resolution in this matter. So, again, it is my intent that we get through it no matter how long it takes here today. And I see some heads nodding. Everybody seems to be in agreement with that proposed course of action. Ms. Steerwalt, my recollection is that we had more or less paused the hearing at the, bless you, that we had more or less paused the hearing in order to get your binder of exhibits submitted, provided to the parties, and whatnot. My also recollection is that we've got exhibits 1 through 19 admitted, I believe. Is that correct, Madam Court Reporter? Okay. And so, Ms. Steerwalt, I will, so is everybody out good? So I guess let's lay some more ground action, or not ground action, ground rules, excuse me. My intent would be to let Ms. Steerwalt present her entire case in chief. Ms. Cochran and Ms. Klinkowski, if you have any legal objections, be sure to make those. I understand that you may have personal disagreements, for lack of a better word, with what Ms. Steerwalt is presenting. That's okay. That's why we have a trial, and that's why you have your turn to go after that. So again, we'll let Ms. Steerwalt go first, then we'll let Ms. Cochran go, and then we'll let Ms. Klinkowski go for presenting their case. So is everybody good with that kind of basic course of action we've got going here for today?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So if she's talking and falsely accusing me of things, can I object to that?
I don't want to tell you how to do your case, but I can tell you this. If you object and say that that's not true, I'll say, ma'am, that's not really a legal objection, but you could bring that out on cross-examination. Or you could bring that out during your own case in chief. Because I'll give you the chance to present evidence that you wish to present as well, okay?
Okay.
So, now...
And I want to say one more thing. I'm really overwhelmed with all this paperwork. I'm going to try my best. That's all I can say.
Well, Ms. Cochran, I would say I'm not overwhelmed, but I will agree with you. It is a lot of paperwork. And so I think everybody here would agree with that statement. So, look, we're off to a good start. We've made an agreement on something. Just as a reminder, under Indiana law, the parties are prohibited from recording this hearing in any way, shape, or form. If it comes to my attention that you've violated the prior standing orders and laws in Indiana that the parties cannot record this hearing, I could issue sanctions for contempt, or I could consider that as I am evaluating your testimony here today. I know I went through that admonishment last time. I'm just going through it again here. Let's go ahead. I'd like to swear all three of you in right now. I know that you were previously sworn in from the last hearing, but it has been a while. So everybody raise your right hand to be sworn if you want to be heard. And then I'll ask you one at a time to answer yes. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Ms. Steelwell, we'll start with you.
Yes, I do.
And Ms. Cochran?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Klimkowski, you're muted before you say yes. Ms. Klimkowski, I need you to unmute before you say yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I didn't realize I'm muted, sorry.
That's quite all right. I apologize. I do have one more housekeeping matter. I have seen, but not reviewed, and I need to be abundantly clear on this. The only evidence that I have in front of me in terms of exhibits, in addition to, and I know we didn't get into a ton of testimony last time because we had the Zoom issues and then everything else took off. Or not the Zoom issues, but just the, I don't know, inherent slowness of trying to do this hearing with all these exhibits over the Zoom platform. Again, 1 through 19 are admitted as exhibits. Ms. Klimkowski in particular, I know that, well, I think, Ms. Stewart, you may have filed something as well. If anything that you have filed with attachments attached, those are not exhibits. Those are not considered evidence. They're in the court record attached to the motions that you had filed, or anything you provided the court reporter. I'm aware you provided the court reporter with stuff. I have not reviewed them. The only things that I have looked at are the actual exhibits and evidence, exhibits 1 through 19. So anything that you provided to the court reporter, you cannot assume that's other than exhibits 1 through 19. You cannot assume that I've looked at them because I'm telling you abundantly, 100% clear, I have not, and they are not part of the evidence for today. If you want them to be part of the evidence for today, you need to ask me that, and then I'll make an evidentiary ruling based on that, okay? Does that make sense?
So I do want everything that I sent in to be part of the evidence because I am the person that was harassed, bullied, and stalked by a large group of different women.
All right. It's not your case in chief, Ms. Klimkowski, but I'm gonna go a little bit out of order in the hopes of some judicial economy here. So I have not seen what you've sent the court reporter. Having said that, Ms. Steele, have you?
I have trouble with the exhibits because they're not like in order, and then I was sent an SD card, and I'm not aware if the court received this SD card. Because when I tried to look at the exhibits Ms. Klimkowski gave me, I got black screens, so I don't know what her exhibits are, and what ones I did see were out of order. That you get A, B, then it jumps to D, and we have E, no exhibit F, we jump from Z, or G to Z. So I don't know.
Well, she can go out of order, even though it would be better if it was A through B.
What
But
I was requesting is there exhibits that I'm not aware of. That's what I was concerned about.
this is why I had urged everyone to try to figure out the exhibits before the hearing so that we were not wasting court time with exhibits. My turn. Ms. Cochran, hello. Do you have any exhibits that you have submitted or tried to submit or that you wish for the court to consider? I'm trying to figure out what to do with Ms. Klimkowski's at the moment, but I'm just kind of trying to establish the grounds here. So, Ms. Cochran, do you have any exhibits?
No, this is her case.
Okay, that's fine, ma'am. No, ma'am, let me go. All right, I'm trying to get us